Greetings and salutations, everyone! My name is Fire Mage, and welcome back to Rimworld Ascension Take 2, Episode 39. If you enjoy this episode, please remember to like and subscribe, and as always, mod list is down in the description. And with that, let's get on to the episode. Alright, picking up where we left off last time, what are my plans for today? Well, if you will recall, last episode, we started work on the anti-tank gun and a whole bunch of very steel-intensive armor. And that is going to be today's primary goal, getting steel and getting a lot of it. Now, one thing that we do need to do is send out a trading caravan. So we are going to go ahead, get Blackjack to go get on the trading suit, and send out a little trading mission. See if we can't get some steel that way. And of course, on top of that, Domitas over here is mining a steel deposit, so we'll get some steel that way as well. And as always, we will be sending our trade caravan over to our friends in Tuzla. Let's go ahead and get the caravan set up proper. Make sure we send the bison. Don't want to forget that. And now for the items. We don't really have too terribly much that we can sell right now. But we'll take what little we have and see what we can get. We can definitely sell off all this spacer ammo. Can't exactly use this stuff ourselves. And while we could take the leather here and sell that, we actually might need that later, so we'll go ahead and hold on to it for now. Alright, that looks to be just about everything we need. Let's go ahead, get it gathered up, and sent off. Alright, so I think while Blackjack is out on that trading mission, it's time for us to do a little bit more work on the warehouse. I've enjoyed it thus far, but I think it is time for us to optimize it a little bit. Because, well, quite frankly, we are once again almost entirely out of storage space. So, we will go ahead and get the constructors to do this, make it a little easier to set up some shelves, and then, once this is done, well, we'll set up some shelves. Optimize the storage a little bit. But speaking of shelves, we do need to set one up over here. Because I realized it would probably not be a bad idea to put the ammunition in the armory. That way we can actually reload the guns without having to run all the way back over here. And there we go. The warehouse has been expanded yet again. Now, here's the thing. We could build some basic shelving, which, admittedly, we probably will. But that is going to take a bit of time to get set up, and a bit of time to figure out a good layout for it. So, in the meantime, what we're going to do is we are actually going to put in a floor. Instead of having them walking around on dirt, we'll let them walk around on some basic limestone tiles. And then once that's done, we'll worry about the shelving. And multi-split air conditioning is researched. Very nice indeed. I think next up, let's do some sterile materials, so that we can get our hospital upgraded with that. Oh, and it looks like Blackjack has arrived at Tuzla. Let's go ahead and get to trading. Alright, first things first, let's offload everything we came here with. And that nets us a nice total of 1,540 silver. And it appears we can buy car parts as well. So when we inevitably start making vehicles, looks like we can come here and buy them for relatively cheap. You know what? Since we're here, let's go ahead and buy all their car parts. We're going to be getting around to doing that sometime soon anyway. Best to just get ahead of the curve on that. And then let's go ahead and try to max out the amount of steel we carry. And there we go. 394 steel, 2 wheels, 2 alternators, 1 fuel tank, and 1 transmission. All for the low cost of 386 silver. And a whole bunch of spacer ammo. Very good. Alright, Blackjack, go ahead and start heading on home. That amount of steel should most definitely allow us to finish up the barbed wire and hopefully get the anti-tank gun going. And sterile material is finished. Well, as soon as Blackjack gets back with our silver, we'll go ahead and see what we can do with that. But in the meantime, let's do chemistry. I'm sure we'll use that eventually. Seems like it would be quite important. Also, I just realized that we never actually checked off the finished wall, so I went ahead and knocked that off the list. Oh, and there is Blackjack returning successfully. Wonderful. Also, there is apparently a bunch more steel down here. Let's go ahead and set that up to be mined. Didn't even realize there was 2 massive steel deposits down there. And it looks like the warehouse floors are just about done. Let's go ahead and make sure we finish that up. Bella Rose. And that means that it is time for the shelving. So, here's what we're going to do. Because stone is somewhat hard to come by, we will simply be doing the classic wooden shelves. Little something like this. We will need to move the safe, though. So we'll move the safe to right there, and then we'll put another shelf right there. And that should line up quite nicely. There we go. The shelves are done. Let's go ahead and set them up to hold stone blocks. Now, the way we're going to go about doing this is we're actually only going to be making these for individual stone blocks. And each one will get 2 shelves in order to ensure that they do not muck up the rest of our storage. As for these 2 over here, this one will be for steel, and this one will be for plasteel. As for these other ones over here, we'll go ahead and simply clear them from their storage and let those get reorganized. And there we go. The barbed wire is finished, which means the trenches are established. Let's go ahead and knock that off the list. Of course, the anti-tank gun isn't finished yet, but technically that's an addition after we got the trenches designed. But now the list is practically empty. In fact, we're just going to make it full empty because, well, I don't think we'll be setting up outposts anytime soon. So, the first thing we need to do is build a garage, because we are going to start working towards vehicles, and in line with building a garage, we will need to build some vehicles. As to what kind, I'm not sure yet. Probably some tanks, maybe some mules, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, as for the design of the garage, it's going to be very simple. Kind of lazy, honestly. It is going to be a box. About like that. Yeah, it's kind of boring, it's lazy, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure what all we're going to need in terms of space for the vehicles, so I'm going to just keep it nice and simple. Better to keep it simple and be able to get it done than, well, not. And, of course, we will build a limestone floor in there as well. And it looks like chemistry is also finished now. Very good. We are rapidly approaching the point where we might need to start doing some other things to advance. Let's go ahead and do waste disposal. Not the most useful thing, but freeing up our people from having to clean would be very useful indeed. Oh, and it looks like some thrumbos have wandered in. Well, that is certainly quite interesting. Let's go ahead and see if we can't tame those. Would love to get those to join us. Also, looks like Domitus has begun mining the steel down here. Very good. Very good indeed. We will be needing a lot of it, because not only do we need steel to make the things to make the vehicles, we also need steel in order to actually build the garage bench, which we need in order to make the parts to make the vehicles. All very expensive. And there we go. The flak helmets are all finished. 8 glorious uranium flak helmets to protect our soldiers' heads so they don't get headshot. Glorious. Next up on the list is apparently flak vests. I'm not sure if we even have any steel for that. No, we have no steel. Of course we have no steel. And there we go, the garage is done. Albeit, we have not finished the garage bench itself yet, but the garage is done. Very good. And I think the first vehicle we are going to start working towards getting is going to be the mule. Simply because we need a transport so we can haul stuff even faster. And I don't think we have nearly enough parts to finish that, but we can go ahead and start working on it. That'll be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put it on the list, actually. Right under Build Vehicles, we are going to specifically build the mule. Other than that, though, now that the garage is done, we are going to need to build a road for it. Let's go ahead and get on that. There we go, that should work just fine. And let's go ahead and make sure we also connected the prison up to the road as well. There we go. Don't want to forget to do that. And there we go, that'll be the next large road project. And waste disposal is done. That will be very useful if we ever get around to making those. Help keep the base a little cleaner. And I think next up, let's go ahead and start working on some psychite refining. Not that I really plan to use it or anything, but, you know, it wouldn't hurt to get it researched. Have it as an option if we need it. You know what, actually? I have an idea. I have a very, very fun idea, one might even say. Or very foolish idea, depending on how you want to look at it. Because I think it's time for us to go ahead and open up the Ancient Danger. So here's the plan. The children will man the heavy machine guns, while everyone else will man the trench line, like so. And while we could wait for the anti-tank gun to be finished, honestly, that's just taking too long. So we're going to go ahead and jump the gun a little bit on that. Go ahead and start making sure everybody's got all their ammo equipped. We don't exactly know what to expect in the Ancient Danger. Alright. So, here's what we're going to do. We are going to have Carrie run over here to open that up. Brian, you go here. There we go. Alright, this is going to be very tricky. But if we do it right, we might get some goodies out of this. Make sure we can get... Oh, and there goes Skypanese. Well, Skypanese was honestly probably going to be one of the least combat effective. Alright. Carrie. Deconstruct that wall. Okay, so what are we working with here? It looks like Mechanoids. We have 2 Militors. Not the most concerning. I believe these have minimal armor. Indeed, we can most certainly deal with those. This is more concerning. That is a fireworm, a giant flame-throwing mechanoid. And with an armor value of 65, that is not ideal. Carrie, start sprinting. Actually, you might be able to... Yeah, just start taking pot shots. There we go. Ooh, that's 1 Militor down. The fireworm is injured. Can we get the machine guns to focus fire on the big scary bug? Same with Sam. I believe those are our highest penetrating weapons. Silveranus, start running up here to open fire. Ooh. Okay, it's getting cracked, but not taking a lot of damage. Carrie, you focus your attention on that Militor. There we go, grenade. Alright, we are dishing out the damage. It is raining as well, which is perfect for fighting the fireworm. Ooh. Yeah, it can't even breathe its fire because it's raining. Yeah, there we go. Fireworm dead. Alright. And the Militors are down. Very good. And it looks like the only damage is Carrie, who got a little bit of damage from those mini shotguns. And Domitus, whose left leg got shot by Skypanese's turret pack. Because of course it did. Alright, well. Send the children back to base. And send everyone else up here. Because we have some stuff to check out. What did we get immediately? A Psychic Soothe Pulsar and 8 Glitter World Medicine. That is quite nice indeed. Alright. We will send in Silveranus to open up the Hermetic Crate. See what all is in that. That's a rocket launcher. Very interesting. An excellent quality rocket launcher. Not a lot of armor penetration, but that is a solid chunk of damage. Okay, well, that's a thing that we now have. Please go ahead and haul that out of there. Alright, now, here's the thing. These cryosleep caskets could either be really good or really bad, and there really isn't much in between. Let's go ahead and bring White over, and then we'll pop open one of those cryosleep caskets and see who pops out. Alright, here we are. Brine, move there. White, move there. We'll cast an Overshield if we need it. Hopefully we won't. Bellarose, fire a single shot. Oh, that's a bunch of hostiles. What do they got? Very sad, pathetic weaponry. And one of them is just already down for some reason. Oh. Because I have a frill and bad back. Ouch. Well, they don't really seem to be wearing much in the way of armor. Bit of riot armor. And that's like the best. Oh, this person's got trooper armor. Neat. Open fire. white super shotgun. Oh, okay. And go ahead, pop that overshield. On Blackjack. There we go. Oh, one of them has an LMG. Alright, let's fire a frag grenade in... Right. Actually, Crying, can you, like, move slightly? There we go. Fire it on that guy. Alright, let's fall back. That went a lot worse than I anticipated. Crying, do you have any other gun? No. Can you try to run up and grab the super shotgun? Oh, and there goes Bellarose. Bellarose is down. Alright, Carrie, we are gonna need you to come up here and give some assistance, please. Vera, start tending to the people. We have made a grave error. Let's go ahead and start trying to retreat our way back to the trench line. And there goes Crine. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. Could you please prioritize your targets properly? Hold on a second. Crine, do raid pause. Please? Any second now. And there we go. Wish I remembered I could do that sooner. Alright. Don't attack. Rescue. Start rescuing. Never mind. Apparently, for some reason, they're now getting back up. Okay, never mind. That did not work the way I thought it would. Wow, these guys are terrifyingly accurate. What are their shooting skills? You're using a machine pistol. How are you landing every single shot? Well, you're dead now. Man the heavy machine gun complex, Carrie. Or don't, because apparently you just get gunned down. Okay. Who all is left standing? Not a lot of you. Okay. Well, Silveranus, you appear to be one of the few left... Actually, you are one of the only left standing who's not Vera. Silveranus, make your way into the armory. Vera, you stay in there. Silveranus, equip this armor. Alright. This is gonna be risky, but I think we'll manage. Alright, so Silveranus is now equipped with a retro rifle, and it looks like some of our guys over here have actually managed to stand back up. Very good. Alright, that is... Oh, Blackjack's missing a leg. Okay, that's a thing. Just start rescuing who you can, I guess. Vera, go ahead and put on that the healthcare armor. Alright. Oh! Silveranus, where did you... War Casket auto rifle. Wait, you can wield that? Okay, not very well. Switch to the retro rifle. Engage in pursuit. They're trying to run away. Do not let them. Okay, Sam? Sam is no longer down. Sam, rescue Carrie. Bellarose is still down. 7 hours. Okay. Oh, Blackjack, you have 3 hours. Blackjack, tend to self. Okay, Silveranus, please land your shots. Oh, they're charging. Trying to close to melee. No, don't let them. Jeez. Valicia, go down. You're missing an arm. Please. No. Okay, that's another hit. Come on. Okay, a headshot. How are you not down yet? Okay, at least you're slowing down. And you're dead. Okay. That only leaves Mr. Ben over here, who's trying to run away. Alright, Vera, I'm gonna need you to go and start grabbing people. Actually, I don't even think you're gonna be able to grab. I'm just gonna need you to run and tend to Blackjack. Alright, so Varanus with a retro rifle versus Ben with an LMG. Here's hoping we win. Apparently Ben is just running in for some reason. And we get to the HMG complex. There we go. Or miss all your shots. Sure. Okay, Ben, you have no health. How are you still standing? Seriously. What is going on? Die. And he is dead. There we go. Okay, start hauling everyone out, please. Oh, never mind. Velma is apparently up and is attempting to engage. Do not let. You are trying to grab things. I will not permit it. I will not permit you to grab the things. Dead. Okay. Let's see. Blackjack, you still got 3 hours. 5, 4, 7. Okay. So, Varanus, rescue. Start hauling him in. You ain't got no medical skill. Alright, this is going to be cutting it down to the wire. Goose, actually. Goose, come rescue White. Domitas, come rescue Sam. Use the kids to carry the people. That was a very bad idea. Honestly, I wish I remembered I had raid pause before Crying died. It would have been great to know. Well, great to remember, I should say. Alright, Varric, grab Blackjack. And I didn't even get any prisoners because, well, they all died. But I did get a bunch of cool equipment, so that's something. And now I've got a bunch of cryosleep caskets. And now it is time for the great tending. You know what, Sylvanas, you are not very good at doctoring. But seeing as you are one of the few people who are still standing, same with Skypanese, start tending. Do what you can. We're just trying to prevent blood loss here. Alright, and it looks like we should be fine. Everyone is being tended to. And they're being tended to well. Also, we're going to need to get a new leg for Blackjack. Let's go ahead and queue that up. I believe, yep, prosthetic leg. Push that to the top of the list. Well, I think I'm going to leave this episode off here. That was too close. The majority of the colony is once again down. Crying is dead. But we did manage to take out the Ancient Danger for what it's worth, which isn't really a lot, but we got it open, so that's something. In terms of progress, got a bunch of research and expanded the warehouse, got a garage built. Still haven't built any vehicles, but we're working on it. And we are now building up a very small reserve of steel, so hopefully we'll be able to start doing some more interesting projects here directly. And now, next episode, we will need to reassign the Unified Shaman role, so we'll have to figure out who to give that to next time, as well as burying Crine and doing a funeral. But that is for next time. And with all that said and done, I will see you all in the next episode.